Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Genuine Chit-Chat. This week I am once again joined by Nick and Ciara of the This Is The Best Thing podcast, as well as my glorious self-proclaimed co-host, Megan. Now, if you tuned in last week, you'll know that this conversation just goes here, there, and everywhere. It's just a big sort of mess in the best possible way. There's no subject that we stick to for like a specific long period of time, I'd say, apart from we have a discussion about music for a little bit. But apart from that, the conversation jumps from all kinds of different things, including Disney films, why Nick started a couple of podcasts, our time on YouTube, me and Ciara, both separately, just when we were younger on YouTube a little bit and things like that, or on YouTube, we put videos on YouTube. We talk about Rick Astley and Frankie Valli in the sort of musical chat and that sort of thing. So it's just a mix of loads of different subjects, nothing that we really stick to for that long. So that's what you can expect in this episode. As you can hear, my voice is a little bit croaky. Just to clarify, when I recorded this, it wasn't. It's just going to be in this intro. I might be getting a little bit ill, so you don't have to worry about that. You may, if you're someone who really hates sort of mouth noises, for some reason, partway through this podcast, my glorious guests and my co-host a little bit, I can't remember if I joined in or not, but basically started making strange mouth noises, you know, like sort of things. Just it makes sense when you listen to the podcast, in a sense, kind of. It's quite just silly and us fooling around. But if you really, really hate that stuff, there's that. And I think there's a little bit of clicking, like clicking your fingers. I can't remember if that was in part one of this. But if those things don't bother you and you're, interested in just hearing a four-person conversation that just kind of darts from here, there, and everywhere and doesn't really stick to any one subject, then this is the great one for you. And we'll just say this is going to be the last episode before Christmas. I'll be back in the new year, and I'll talk more about that at the end. And just before that gets started, there'll be a quick promo for the One Where Show podcast, and yeah, then the whole chat will get started. So I'll speak to you guys at the end.
Hi, my name's Nathan Gibbons. I'm a comedian from London, and about a year ago I thought to myself, what is the world missing? What does society need more of desperately? And the answer is obviously another comedy podcast. So listen to my show where I interview your next favourite comedians about themselves and a sitcom they either love or hate. It's called The One Where Show. I mean, I bet you can't guess where I got that from, can you? And it's from Apple Podcasts. So it's The One Where Show. I'm Nathan Gibbons. You are going to be my listeners. Thanks very much.
Welcome to Genuine Chit-Chat, where we have honest conversations with interesting people. And I'm your host, Mike Burton. The podcast episode you've got recorded for I've forgotten the name, so I'm going to look.
This is the best thing.
There you go.
Yep.
I was trying to look at my notes subtly, but I can't really read.
Right, no worries.
So all good. Yeah. I'll put a link in the description when I remember to post it and things. But what else? What are you going to? Have you got any ideas what you're going to tackle going forward? Like, as in, obviously at the moment it's Christmassy, vaguely stuff, I assume, because it's coming up to Christmas. But then,
we've talked about it, haven't we? But no.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
No.
Where
we were going to do like best.
Robbie Williams poses.
Yeah.
Best Take That shoes.
Yeah.
What your favourite?
Best Take That.
I have a
outfits.
list.
Best Take That member.
No.
Who do you think the best Take That member is?
Mark Owen.
The one
Jason
that's on
Orange.
the back of his phone.
Yeah.
Right. And what was yours?
I mean, Robbie Williams is the answer, but
Who isn't actually.
Does he actually count because he's so in it so
wow.
frequently?
Well, if you're going to question things like
The
that,
current lineup.
the current lineup.
I meant all
Mark
over. I
Owen.
meant since how it's always
Okay.
Oh, Robbie
Still
Williams.
Mark Owen.
been. Right.
No.
Robbie Williams.
Do they all sing? Is that?
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
all sing.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
We never heard a Jason Orange song.
Of course he has.
Of course you have.
Jason Mraz, right? Jason
Orange.
Jason
the
Orange
fifth
is
one.
from Take That.
The other one in Take
The
That.
one that left.
He's the other one.
The
The one that no one knows about.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
There's always another one. It's like in Blue. There was
bless.
the three that you knew, and then there was the other one.
Yeah,
Funny
there was
looking one.
Simon Webb, Lee Ryan, Anthony Costa, and the other one.
Okay.
No, Anthony Costa was the other one.
Yeah, Anthony
Lee was the
weird
one that was there. It was Simon
James.
Duncan Lee. Oh no,
Duncan.
yeah,
Duncan from Blue. Yeah.
Duncan from Blue. James, there wasn't a James.
No, Duncan James.
It was Duncan
Yeah.
James. So yeah, there was Duncan, Simon, and Lee, and then there was the other one, which
And
is
James.
Anthony Costa. Anthony
and
Costa,
James,
the other one.
this non-existent person in blue, the fifth member.
I've only when it comes to like boy band members, like even in One Direction, I don't think I can name them all. There's Harry
I could.
Styles, Zayn Malik, and then two others.
There's Harry,
Three others.
Zayn, Louis.
There's 5 members of One
Yeah.
Direction. I thought. It was 4.
I can't name them all.
Harry, Louis, Niall, Zayn,
Niall,
and Liam.
Liam's the one that had a baby with Cheryl Cole.
Correct. Bear pain.
Wait,
Bear pain.
Wait,
There's
was
a lot of
Cheryl
pain there.
Cole?
Yeah,
Bear
Cole.
pain.
Isn't she like substantially older than everyone?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's
but they're
all a
not
bit
together
weird.
anymore.
Yeah,
Oh, that makes it normal.
It was
What was
weird.
the age difference?
quite a
It's
lot
like
because
15 years.
she was in his audition.
Yeah, she auditioned on X
Yeah.
Factor.
Yeah,
Right, okay.
And he winked at her in the audition.
gross.
And that was the starting bud of their romance.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, for him, fair play. To her, gross and weird, why would you do that? But to him, fair play. Not gross and weird
Well,
necessarily,
she's got a
but it's
baby
like,
now, so...
with her, it's like Cheryl Cole, because obviously she's a very attractive woman, she could probably get almost anyone she wanted, and then she settles for someone who's 15 years younger than her in a boy band. It's like, you could probably do better than that.
I would.
Yeah,
What, Cheryl Cole or Liam?
Liam.
Both.
Set with someone in a boy band.
You sleep with someone who's in a boy band. I'm sure I could find a few people who probably are in boy bands.
I don't want that. I'm
So
straight.
you define
I
as a
have
boy
girlfriend.
band?
This is my girlfriend.
Hello.
Huh?
This is my girlfriend, that's why I brought her on. Just to, all we've been
Just
talking about
let
is,
everyone know.
all we've been talking about is how much you both love Take That and Robin Williams. So I thought
Yeah.
they thought
Stop
Yes.
calling him Robin Williams. That is a
Robin
different
Williams.
person.
Williams.
I meant
He's a different
Robbie.
man.
You know I mean Robbie Williams.
Robin Williams.
Yeah, but
Is
your
also a
American
legend.
audience won't. They'll think you mean Robin Williams.
That is
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Not the genie from Aladdin.
Will Smith.
No. No.
Have you seen the new Aladdin
I
film?
have seen
Do you like
Aladdin.
it?
I didn't dislike it, but the original is far greater.
I haven't seen the original, but I do like the.
You haven't
new
seen the
one.
original
I haven't
Aladdin,
seen the original Aladdin.
but you've
What
watched
the
the
fuck is wrong
remake.
with you?
Why would you watch a remake of Aladdin? if
Have
you've seen
you
the
not
original?
seen the original Aladdin?
You haven't seen it.
Right, fuck going climbing later. We're going to
Yeah,
watch
we're
Aladdin.
watching Aladdin.
I think we've got Aladdin, haven't we, on DVD? We've got it
Probably.
down
Wait,
there.
let's educate him.
I'm not doing that. Though. I'm not watching
Prince
it again.
Ali, Handsome as Ali Ababwa.
Oh, I love the songs. Like, but I know the
But
Will
also
Smith
in the new
versions.
Aladdin, they don't have mine and my brother's favourite line.
Which
in
is?
that song, there's a bit where they go, "We got the monkeys, we got the monkeys," and that's not in the new version. And I'm very disappointed.
What other Disney films have you not seen?
Name some.
Remember the other day when I said about Lady in the Tramp?
So,
Do you not realise that was a film?
hang on, wait.
So funny.
Do you want to tell it?
No, you tell it.
Right.
And I'll tell it better if it's not good.
We went to Bella Italia the other day, and she ordered spaghetti bolognese.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was Pomodoro, but whatever.
She ordered spaghetti, and she was like, "Oh, it's like Lady in the Tramp."
Funny.
Have you seen that? And I was like, "Well, I've only seen
The dog version.
the Disney dog version because
Which
I had
is the film.
I had assumed it was
film is
like
about
a story about people
Oh.
that Disney like
Oh, like Robin
Disneyfied.
Hood. You thought it was like what Robin Hood did.
Exactly.
Well,
That's
that's
exactly
right.
what I thought it was.
Yeah,
and
I
I'm
see.
wrong.
The
You've
dog
seen
version.
the film. You're like, yeah, the one with the dogs.
It's a great film.
It's a great film.
I can barely remember it.
Right, Disney. Have you seen Hercules?
Yes.
What are those?
Have you seen
Hercules is so
Mulan?
good.
No.
Oh, you should watch Mulan.
I hadn't seen that until recently.
It's
Well, I
so
watched
good.
it once. I was so young, I barely remember it.
Have you seen
Pocahontas.
Pocahontas?
Yes.
Have you
John Smith.
seen
Dumbo,
Yes.
Lion
Oh,
King?
love Dumbo.
Yes.
Jungle Book.
Yes.
Yeah, have you seen the new Jungle Book?
Yes.
No.
I think
Have you
I
seen the new
haven't
Lion
seen the new
King?
Jungle Book.
Yeah,
I have seen the new
I
I've
like
seen
the
all the new
Lion
live action Disney things except Beauty and the Beast and Cinderella.
I didn't like the new. Have you seen Beauty and the Beast?
Oh, so the old one's so good.
It's
Haven't
so
seen
much
it.
better. There was some of my students were having a debate about this the other day. They were debating whether the new Beauty and the Beast was better or the old Beauty and the Beast was better, and I then chiped in because they were saying the wrong answer, so I had to let them know. I was like, yeah, no, the original is the better one. They're like, nah, ma'am, the better is the I was like, no, you're incorrect. And they were like, oh, but is it Emma Watson? Yeah.
Yep.
They were like, Emma Watson's such a good singer. I was like, fuck off. I was like, it's just auto-tune. You can hear it straight away as soon as she starts singing. It's just auto-tune.
Tell you what the best
The
Disney
original
film
is
is
so
though.
much better.
Moana.
It's not the best one.
Haven't seen it.
Neither of you have seen
Neither of you have
Moana.
seen it.
Mate,
Moana.
you both have to see it. Like I
It is a
I
good film.
like Disney
Have you seen
films.
Coco?
No.
Oh,
Ah,
that's amazing as well. They're the
Dia de las
two.
Muertos. Ay, ay.
They're the two of the best ones. They the thing
Yes.
is, I'm not a big fan of Disney music really that much. Obviously, I don't like music
It's
as much.
good.
But genuinely, Moana has got the best
Genuine
Disney
Is that
soundtrack.
the, what can I say except
Yeah,
the
that's
welcome?
Moana.
Yeah.
Moana and Coco are
so
both very,
good.
very good films.
They're absolutely amazing.
Like,
Like, genuinely, I love those films, and I'm not the biggest fan of animated Disney films. I like them, but those
It's
two
good.
Are
Like
so
Coco, I have seen way too many times now because I tend to show it when Halloween and the Day of the Dead is coming up because I show it to my Spanish students, like the younger ones. But like, I probably have seen it over 50 times at this point, and I still love that film.
Yeah, I really
such
recommend
a good
both
film.
Moana and Coco. They're absolutely
Watch
cracking.
those.
They're so good.
I have a film that I only saw last year and I didn't like it. I feel like you're going to hate me.
What?
B movie.
I haven't seen that.
The B movie.
She keeps saying
I
I need
watched
to
that
watch
It's
one.
that.
such a great film.
It's funny.
Okay. Well,
It's me.
It's such a good film.
That's all I have to say.
That's
on
another
it.
film that I've seen a lot.
That's the thing, because there were so many memes about it. And so when I was watching this film, I was like, I swear I've seen this, but it's not that. I just know all the memes.
See, I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna put it out there. I watched the B movie before it became a Facebook thing.
Right.
Whoa.
So I'm actually the OG.
Are you?
I can't believe that.
I remember buying it for like a £5 in HMV. And
You're the
then
reason.
I
it's so
loved
successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's the whole,
Wow.
do you like jazz? And it's like,
That's not even a main bit. That's just
Yeah.
like literally a single
Yes.
line. So I don't understand why that's become such a meme.
Yeah, but everything, that's how memes
A
work.
meme.
A meme.
That's how memes work, isn't it? They're just the really random
Love
small
all
things.
the
That,
memes,
Good
the
job.
videos.
just Gemma Collins.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
wow.
Loving all the memes, guys.
What
know.
will I do when I get there?
We'll
It's
have to
just
say, hey.
Did I take that song?
It's a good. No, it's more.
Robbie.
It's for the same song from Robbie Williams.
He's getting too excited.
Robbie Williams.
Robbie.
So you say walk around a dog, so you say take that, and you go like, what? Where?
No, it's Mark Owen.
You've
She
seen the-
pipes up.
Marco, are you still seeing the overtones tonight?
Yes, we are. Overtones.
Because it starts 9:30, isn't it?
No, 9:30. Yeah, it's late.
So, yeah, that, to be honest,
That
is
was
one of
why-
the contributing factors that we didn't
We
come
looked
to.
at it and we were...
Because realistically, 9:30 for me, it's not going to finish
On a
until,
Sunday.
11?
Yeah,
At the earliest.
And then at the earliest, and then getting home would be midnight, and I wake up at 6.
yeah,
Half
same.
nine.
It definitely starts at 9:30. Yeah.
Yeah, because we looked online and we were like, it's a bit pricey, but we can deal with that. But then we saw it was 9:30. And
Yeah.
it was like, okay. Both things.
I've got work
Gambling
tomorrow.
man, the odds are stacked against me.
Oh, the overtones.
Listen to this abuse, everyone. This is ASMR.
Is this good podcast etiquette?
No. People absolutely fucking hate
Is this
mouth
good for you?
People despise.
I'm going to go behind the pop filter.
You're actually not even... The thing is, that's where the mic thing is. That is nothing. If you talk
Alright.
behind that...
Okay, well, I'll go in this little crevice here.
Do you know how close you are to that? That's awful. Maybe I'll change it to my ringtone or something and just have you like breathing as well.
That's going to be your That's going to be your alarm in the morning. Marco, wake up! It's Marco, wake up!
See, the light on the microphone is going from green to red because you're doing it too loud.
Mine isn't. Mine didn't go to red.
You just have to. It's a louder noise. What was that? That was like all manly.
This should be in the podcast.
That was like the caveman. That was like a caveman, like.
Nick, me, man. I like meat.
I like Robbie Williams. Take that.
Me simple. I simple.
I burped. Thanks for that, Nick. I really appreciate that. Can't wait to listen to that later. Have you done that right in my ear? It's going to be the best. Can't wait. Well, yeah, as I said, I can continue asking you guys questions, or I can just...
Yeah, ask me some more questions. Ask us some more questions.
Okay, what is the 87th digit of pi?
87 digit of pi. 7.
Okay, cool. Good. We got that across. Next one. So what's the capital of Kazakhstan?
I'll take this one.
Yeah. Do I have to pass?
I'm surprised you didn't even get your phone up and even pretend like see if you could try and Google it.
Think about it.
Okay.
Okay, well with both your podcasts, did you start them both because of uni?
Yes, I did. Yeah. I mean, I've wanted to do a podcast for a long time anyway. And it's just, and I had the idea for the best thing one, kind of back in like May time.
Yeah.
And like, and there's just kind of, I've never been able to, convince someone to do it with me.
You
For a
never
start.
asked me, did you?
True, didn't.
Did you ever ask me?
No.
Right, I would have done it with you.
Unbelievable.
Well, I know
So you
that
could have
now.
started it months ago.
I could have.
Not as frequently though.
Excuses.
Nick would have probably wanted it.
You don't know my life.
I live with you. I literally.
You've lived with me since May.
I know many things of your life.
Yeah, well, you don't know this.
I know your middle name, so you can't really beat that, can you?
What, the knowing someone's middle name?
Yeah.
What is
Did you know
your
that
name?
when we get married,
Yeah.
we'll have exactly the same initials?
Ooh.
We'll both be
MB.
MSB.
No way.
Both of us, MSB.
Oh, Megan, Susan,
Respect.
Gritty.
But yeah, but it would be Megan Susan Burton. So
Burton.
yeah,
Burton.
Michael Stephen Burton.
Oh, that's nice.
It's not really.
It's going to
is
be
it?
confusing.
I don't know.
Yeah, on our mail.
Cabo, isn't it? Cabo. Cabai.
Cabo.
Cabai.
Cabo.
That's my initials.
Oh.
Not my middle
I
name.
thought your middle name was Cabo, and I was like,
what kind of name
what
is
the
that?
fuck is Cabo?
Yeah, Ciara Cabo Oaks.
Not my middle name.
That would be incredible.
Yeah, no, but I wanted to do a podcast for a long time. Last year I did a radio show.
Yeah.
For like university, like extracurricular.
Yeah.
And then kind of from there I've wanted to do podcasts, and like I listen to a lot of podcasts anyway.
Yeah.
But then like the issue I always had was that I felt like I was always just copying what I was listening to.
Yeah.
And so I kind of struggled to have an original idea.
Yeah.
And then I kind of thought, actually, there's nothing like... Maybe there's lots of stuff like it, but then I kind of thought, there's nothing wrong with being second out the gate.
Well, it's like with my
Do it
show,
better.
isn't it? It's like I'm not the first podcaster to have different guests each episode.
What? You're not the first one? Why am I even
Richard
with
Herring.
So it's more like obviously your own spin on things. And like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. And like the chemistry of the hosts I think is a thing.
As people can tell, clearly you guys have none. So, you know, this
how
podcast
dare
will be
you.
dead in the water tomorrow.
I mean, this is why we had to bring a co-host on for your show, because Megan Gritty, genuine chit-chat.
I have to get your business card.
Yeah. Genuine chit-chat.
Shit.
No, thank you. Didn't like that. Wasn't really a fan.
But I don't know about you. Have you ever
What?
wanted to do podcasting or not? Was it just when I was like, do you want to do this?
Oh, I've gone through many crises in my life.
Yeah.
I think I want to do things
Yeah?
for about a minute. Probably at some...
Good. It's a good promo for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably about 3 episodes out. That'll be
Yeah.
fucking down, won't we? What other stuff have you done?
What? Like... Oh,
Well, like for example, with me, like I did a YouTube show for a bit, and then I did music videos. I made music videos for bands for a little while, and then obviously that was too much work because working with video just makes everything such a massive ball ache for editing.
Yep.
And then I just kind of started doing podcasting, about 2.5 years ago now. So here I am.
when I was like a kid, I did YouTube, like a teenager.
Yeah, I was me. I was in college
did
when I was
you
like
do?
16.
Like me and my friends had this crew. Used to. Do you remember the Janoskians? Do you know who they are?
Janoski.
Yeah, they were like Australian group on
No.
YouTube. They were like for tweens and teens, and we used to just copy what they did, like their
But
pranks.
what was pranks and stuff?
and like
Drinking like a
challenges.
gallon of milk.
Yeah, and I hate milk, so I was sick. So that's exactly what we did.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what a lot of people on YouTube used to do, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
When it first came
dude,
out.
where's my challenge and things like that.
Yeah.
Drink milk, was that what they did?
I think that's what it was.
Did you not know every single channel on YouTube has at least one drink milking, one milk drinking
Milk
episode?
drink
You'll
challenge.
have to do that one.
The drink milking
I don't
episode.
like milk.
Well, I'm lactose intolerant.
Well.
So
Oh, you guys
You
are
weird.
such
Joyous.
challenges.
we're at an impasse, aren't we? I like milk. I will have lactose-free milk,
Gross.
but you won't have any sort of milk, really, will
I
you?
have it in my tea.
Have it in tea.
Oat
but
milk.
Oh, okay, I've seen
I like
that before.
almond milk.
I have soy milk.
I don't like soy
milk.
milk.
Soy is not good for me.
I've human milk.
Right on, soy boy.
Yeah, you are a soy boy. So.
Soy boy beta cuck.
What?
So it's always sunny in Philadelphia. A soy
You've
boy
seen that.
beta cuck.
I've seen bits of it. Cuck. That's someone who watches their wife have sex, a cuck.
He watches someone fuck your wife, yeah.
That's what
And
a cuck is.
someone being cuckolded is when it gets taken away from you.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
basically, yeah. So if,
Your
if,
wife
if
gets taken away from
so
you.
yeah,
by
if
partner.
basically if me and Megan living here, some bloke just kind of who knew her came in and basically just stole her from me. Not necessarily. no,
Well,
not you.
actually,
Why do you think I'm
I
here?
think you'll find that me and Nick are married.
Yeah.
No.
When we used to
awkward.
work together, students used to think that there were a couple of options.
Yeah. So I used to work in the same school as Megan.
We used to work in the same
She just
school.
wander into the school and be like, "Hi kids,
Hello.
I'm Nick."
So yeah, we used to work in the same school together. We're both teaching assistants, and then kids would either think that we were brother and sister because we've both got curly hair, or they would think that we're boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yep.
Normally,
One of them, Hector,
2019.
did. Didn't
Oh,
she?
so
I
your
won't
brothers.
say our name.
One of them did. a girl.
Subtly edit that out.
Yeah, one girl thought that we were.
We were both, I think. She
She
often
was very,
would
very
ask us.
confused a
She
lot
was,
of the time.
yeah. Yeah, edit her name.
What's her
out,
name
yeah.
again?
Yeah, what was her name? Can you have
Dave.
a
She was
name or
called
address,
Dave.
date of birth, parents'
She
name?
once saw us in a car together as well.
Yeah. We need to run her over.
Yeah, we
Crazy.
did nearly run her over.
Brilliant.
Because she saw you in a car, when it was to see
No.
witness to your brother, your brother, sister, boyfriend,
Who
girlfriend
else?
relationship.
Oh, there was another one. Oh, yeah, one of the year 9s, the one that really likes the Titanic. Can you remember who that one is?
Didn't you tell me about
The one that used
we're talking about different.
the one that used to march across the room with his like legs like this, and then there was the one that used to go, "All right, Miss Chi," and fist bump me.
What a legend.
Yeah, he thought that we were going out because I used to work in his English class, and he used to come over to me and be like, "Oh, I saw you with Mr. Massey." And I'm like, "Yeah," because we were doing lunch break together, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you were talking," and I was like, "Yeah,
we're friends.
we're friends."
We
and
know
he was
each other
like,
in
"Yeah,
real
but
life."
you're more than friends, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Nope, we're friends." He used to come and hang out with us.
Yeah.
He used to, every single lunch break.
Not in a weird way.
No, at work.
The fact they had to preface it saying not in a weird way makes it sound like a weird way.
No, I used to do paid lunchtime duties, and
Yeah.
Nick used to come and just hang out with me for them.
Yeah.
And then
Unpaid.
this one, unpaid, yeah. And then this one,
A legend.
yeah,
mug?
because it's an additional thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not all schools do it, but this one kid used to come over to us eating his like gammy little sandwich, and all of his sandwich was all around his mouth, and it was gross. It's like, all right,
Sounds good.
guys, yep, please leave us alone now.
Yeah.
Please go.
Good times.
That's
I'm
gross.
trying to think of his name.
Well, you
We're
shouldn't
not going to say
his
his name.
Yeah,
I
well,
can't
name.
remember.
So say
Oh, I know the kid you mean. Now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can remember his first name, but I can't remember his second name at the moment. Why you can't?
You could edit it out, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want to have to go through. I don't listen to every
difficult for
second of this. I generally just kind of skip through
Go
it.
on to that.
Not
No,
now.
I've written it down. I'm going to do it again, but I have to. I don't really want to have to re-listen to this. However long this ends up being, second by second, to make sure.
Wow.
I just
Oh,
don't
well.
really.
So I just name all the kids I've ever worked with.
First name, surname, where they
I'll
are,
rank them from how much I hate them to least.
all their really personal matters that I've seen on like
Some of them are
files and
wonderful.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah. People,
No,
a lot of students used to think that Nick and I were together.
That's how students work, isn't it?
They just assume that
see
if you're
two-
friends with someone that they're your boyfriend or girlfriend. It's ridiculous.
Does anyone think about that with you and Kerry at your school?
No. And like,
No.
my year 11s know that we're really good friends.
They
But-
mention it, don't they? He's like, "Oh, you and Miss blah blah blah, go hang out together."
So you and Miss Holton hang out together at the weekends. She's like, "Oh, that's real cute." I'm like, "Is it? She's just my friend." She stayed around my house before.
we're just humans.
Yeah, they're weird. Kids are weird. They don't think teachers have like
Don't.
lives.
Hmm.
They're surprised.
I'm so glad I don't work with kids.
Yeah, I mean, driving to Andover and back every day is a ball ache, but I am glad that I don't have to see children in Eastleigh or in Southampton, I should say, because it's annoying when you bump into them because they just
Always
think it's
happens,
funny.
Always. Happens to us all the time.
Yeah, like even when I go to Eastleigh now, I bump into kids that were at Crestwood when I was there, and I'm just like,
I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Like I'm so happy I don't live in the town of the school I work in anymore because I just can't. I just hate the idea of kids being like, "Oi, sir, what are you doing?" I'm living my life. Leave me alone.
What are you doing?
I remember
Go into the shops. Leave me alone.
I remember once I was with Mitchell, who is my friend, and we went into Eastleigh together, and these like kids saw us, and then I went into the work after the weekend, and they were like, "I saw you in Eastleigh the other day, miss," and I was like, "I know, we said hello."
Yeah.
We
It's like,
both
I
said
saw
that, didn't we?
you. It's like, yeah, I know. And they're like, who are you with? And I was like, oh, my friend. He's like, yeah, your friend. And I'm like, yeah, my friend. And they're like, yeah, but is it your friend? And I'm like, yeah, I don't understand why you're trying to find out more information. If you're asking if he is my boyfriend, ask me. But he is my friend. Like, it's just my friend.
Yeah, that
You
wasn't me.
need to know that
obviously, to clarify.
information. Well, no, it was Mitchell. I said that.
Yeah, no, you said it really quick, and at me it sounded like my name.
Mitchell, Mike.
I suppose you call me Mike. I was thinking Michael.
Michael.
Yeah,
you.
meeting people. That old chestnut. Well, how with your episodes and things with the new show to really back in, where you is it going to be released weekly or what's the sort of?
So the idea is that we're going to do 4 or 5 shows before Christmas, like weekly.
Yeah,
And then we're going to do some more in the new year as well. So we recorded 2 yesterday, maybe 3, I think.
how long were the episodes?
So they were coming out at about 15 minutes, which is a bit short, I think, but it's just something.
Sometimes there's nothing else to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, not with me. If I was in an argumentative podcast, I'd be going on for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Mate, you do that even if it's not an argument. You go on for 3 hours.
Thanks, Megan. I love you too.
I do love you, but yeah, I tend to zone out sometimes.
Sometimes.
Oh, all the time. Daily I
There you
zone
go.
out.
Weekly, hourly. Who are you? What? Well,
How did I even get here? Did you drug me? What?
yeah, I probably didn't say that on the podcast. I'm drugging you. But no, it's every podcast. The good thing is about it is it's kind of your own thing. If certain episodes are like 10 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes long, doesn't matter. Like mine are generally just an hour because the format, I couldn't have like 15-minute conversations with people because you wouldn't get anywhere.
Right.
So but there's other shows, like we like a show which is that Headley Knights gentleman I spoke about earlier. His show, We Fix Space Junk, him and Beth Crane, they make it. It is great. It's an audio drama and it's a sci-fi sort of comedy-ish drama. It's amazing, but each episode's between like 10, 15 minutes long. So it's really, if you're driving somewhere, it's really, really easy just to pop on an episode.
Right.
But obviously you get Joe Rogan's podcasts and their conversations, but they're like up to 4 hours.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the format. I know certain people have got conversational podcasts which are only about half an hour long, really. Yeah. So it's just whatever makes it work.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of the good thing about it. It doesn't have to be a set length, does it? It can just be however long it is. And then...
Yeah, because I mean, you might end up having like a proper discussion about something that ends up being funny and lasts longer, whereas you don't really want to drag it out just for the sake of dragging it out, because then it's just not going to be interesting.
Yeah. But it depends what we'll see you end up bringing up as well. You can have us as guest stars, me and Megan. And
well, it is like, we were going to start it as just the two of us, but then we were going to, if we continued it in the new year, have people on it. Yeah. Because it would be... I think it would work quite well.
I do.
With other people on it.
Yeah, it would be, because it's like it's kind of like on my show. Obviously, it's basically I have a different person every week and talk about something involving them. But when I have ones with like my mates, like I'm having my mate Reese on at some point in the few weeks, I don't write anything down for like anything. I just go and we just chat about nonsense for like 2 hours.
And that's what we did when we did our podcast, wasn't it?
Yeah, I had a couple of notes of like, we went for a trip to Italy, we spoke about Etiquette, taught us a little bit.
The greatest girl in the world.
Coffees, our trip to Italy, and then you teaching, and that was just the random base on. We spoke for like 2 hours, and then we could have gone on more, because there were other stuff we didn't, like with teaching, we spoke about some of your experiences teaching.
Yeah, with teaching, it was more just touching upon like what happens at work. It wasn't specifically about the teaching as a profession per se.
Yeah, it wasn't like, what do you do generally? How do you get into it? It wasn't any of these things. It was just generally talking about your work. So,
how did you get into teaching, Megan?
How did I get into teaching? I got bullied into it.
Oh, did you?
By students?
No, it wasn't by students.
I know that. I was joking.
I got bullied into it because... I actually distinctly remember being on a free period. So it's when I was a teaching assistant. I was on a free period and I was in the staff room just like not really doing anything. I was texting. And then somebody came over to me and was like, the head teacher wants you to go to our office. I was like, oh crap, I'm going to get into trouble. Like, I was like, they've caught me. Shut up. I was like, they've just caught me like not doing anything in this free period. And I went in there, and I was a teaching assistant at my old secondary school, so I knew a lot of the members of staff anyway. But like, I went into the room, so there was my old head teacher, who is the current head teacher, an old English teacher of mine, and my old French teacher, and they all basically were like, "We think you'd make a good teacher. We want you to do the program. Do it."
Wow.
And that's how I got into teaching.
Oh, right.
I had no intention of becoming a teacher ever. And they basically were like, do the course. You get a qualification, and then if you want to go back to it, it's always something you can go back to. If not, you've got a qualification that you can then put to something else. And I was like, okay. Because I didn't really know what I was going to do, so I just did that. And then
pretty reasonable bullies, aren't they? You know, most people just beat the shit out of you. These guys have your career choices.
But yeah, so that's how it happened, and as it turns out, I really enjoy it. So, I mean, that would have been 2016.
Yes. That
they said that. So, yeah.
Wow.
Whereas me, no one asked me to be an insurance broker. You know, I had to ask them if I could be one. So that's my exciting. That's my job thing.
I mean, I never thought I'd be a teaching assistant, but I really enjoy it. It's good fun.
Being a teaching assistant is really fun, though. That is something I do miss, because you get to know the kids on a whole different level. I don't know the kids.
I wouldn't say like friendships, but you're much friendlier.
You have a better relationship than with it. Yeah, it's better
also
rapport.
Authoritarian.
Yeah, exactly.
You get to know more about them as like individuals rather than as a group class. Like, that is something I do really, really miss.
Yeah, and where I'm kind of closer to them in age a lot of the time, I can act like a kid, and they find that quite funny. And then they, it's just fun. They respond to that.
Yeah, because you're in your early 20s, aren't you? Yeah,
correct. 21.
There you go. So any people who are older than like 40 have just now switched off because they think young people got nothing valuable to say.
I mean, my students have asked me if I'm over 40, so...
But we like old things. We like Take That and Robbie Williams. Rick Astley.
You like Take That and Robbie Williams?
Did you not know?
We never
I don't think I've ever heard that.
No. So what songs have they got? I haven't really...
Wow.
I don't really know.
This is where he just spills off their entire repertoire.
I don't really know any. Is there something about DJ? Something
Rock
about,
DJ, Robbie Williams.
Yeah, something about Angels or something.
Angels
you
by
know.
Robbie Williams.
Yeah, yeah. Not that many songs though, as he hasn't got that many out. It's not that famous.
Nah,
It's quite small.
underground.
Yeah, he plays like the Joiners, like little
Underground
pubs.
The Joiners.
Machine.
Can you imagine Robbie
pardon,
Williams
the
playing the Joiners? This tiny
The
little
one
pub.
band who will get that.
What? That was noise
Shut up.
made.
Were you in the band in
Take that.
No.
I'd love to be.
So Nick and I used to be in a steel band, which is what the band is. Were
Yep.
you in the band when we played at was it the Talking Heads?
No.
You weren't. Oh,
No,
okay.
I wasn't. No.
Talking about
We
some good
you left pretty much as I joined, really,
How did we
It's
become
because-
friends?
it's
because you came to my. I didn't really know you.
Oh
But
yeah, I
you
kind of invited myself.
to my 18th birthday party, and then
Yeah, oops,
and then
sorry.
obviously like the following January, I started working at the school with you, and then we kind of just became friends.
Yeah. Huh.
So yeah, good times.
Wow.
Did you know the first time that Nick and I met, I don't remember meeting him.
Oh yeah,
Do you want to tell the story?
Yeah.
'Cause it was you. It was you.
yeah. So I would have been year 7 or 8, so like 11 or 12.
So
2009, 2010.
2009. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'd have been either year 10 or 11 then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I used to cycle to school, and I was cycling home from school, and I cycled through this like big, there's loads of flies basically, and I cycled through it, and I got stung in the
I got stung in the bee.
got stung in the ear by a bee, like right on the earlobe. And I was like, oh, it's only like 5 minutes. I'm gonna cycle home, and my mum can sort it out, and it'll be fine. But it hurt so much, I had to stop cycling because like the wind was brushing past it, and it was really painful. So I just was like walking, like visibly crying. I was like, and so Megan just walked past me. I was like, "Are you all right?" And I was like, "Yeah." That's how we met.
Is
And
that
then-
the-
I was really nice.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
What's
Bye.
this weirdo on a bike crying with a giant swell up ear? I wouldn't stop and
Yeah.
talk to him. I'd run.
Yeah.
Well, it's like an 11-year-old.
Yeah.
Year 7 crying.
Oh, I'd push him off the bike, nick it, and run. What
Yeah.
do
And
you
then
want?
7 years later, best
7
friends.
years later, best friends, boyfriend and girlfriend, brother and sister,
Married.
married with 6 kids. One of them is.
And 2 of the brothers and sisters in that relationship
Yeah.
are also together as well. So, pass it on. Great.
Yeah, I didn't.
Wholesome.
When I left Steelband, it kind of blurs for me. I don't really remember who was in it and who wasn't.
Is that because of the whole rock and roll lifestyle and you turned to drugs?
Yeah.
And you just became like, you're too famous.
That's
to
the
deal.
gigging lifestyle. That's what it does to you.
Yeah, that's what the kicking does.
Can't
Yeah.
cope.
Yeah, because I remember Aiden and Cameron being there because obviously they took over the pans when I left.
Yep.
But everybody else, it kind of just blurs. I don't really remember
Hmm.
becoming friends with people.
Yeah, no, I get that. I understand that.
It's a weird thing though when you become friends with someone, because if you're acquainted with them, like when you work with people, it's like, how long after, is that you kind of said to me with Kerry, like, I made you a friend at work, but I don't know if it counts as a friend because we just kind of get on and we chat a little bit. When does it become a friend? I don't
Yeah.
bloody
Yeah.
know.
I
Tomorrow?
told Kerry that and she laughed. She was like, you're so lame. I was like, yeah, I was saying to Mike that I made a friend at work. She was like, Jesus Christ.
You know,
It was difficult.
well, it's weird because obviously when you're kids, like really young, it's basically you just walk up to someone and say, "Will you be my friend?" and that's the answer. It's quite easy.
Yeah.
But then it's when you get older, especially like the dating thing, because obviously as you guys will know, it's
Bloody
like
hate dating.
you know when you
Yeah.
start dating someone, it's like, and if things are going really really well, one of you is normally, or both of you are thinking the same thing of just like, okay, how long till I have to start calling them my girlfriend or boyfriend
Yeah,
or
because
whatever?
it's not like you just go, will you
Come
be
be
my
on-
boyfriend?
Yeah, you don't do that when you're
Yeah.
over, like, we had to kind of do that.
Is that what you guys did?
No, but
Not
it
really.
is,
Well,
Well, sort
in
of.
a roundabout
people don't
way.
generally do, we kind of
I
did.
mean, our situation was kind of different because I met Mike and then 3 weeks later I went to America for a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, we were still talking to each other whilst I was in America. And then I ended up just calling him, referring to him as my boyfriend because it was easier than me going
You
to
did that
people.
when he
Oh, I'm
was-
kind
I
of
did that, yeah.
seeing someone, but we haven't
Yeah.
been seeing each other that long, so I don't really know what. I was just like, he's just my boyfriend because it was easier.
Yeah.
And then I remember speaking to him on the phone, and I was like, I've been referring to you as my boyfriend. I hope that's okay. And he was like, I've been doing the same thing, but obviously for girlfriend. I was,
I
like,
was
okay,
calling
that's
my boyfriend.
fine. Megan's
Just hang out with my
boyfriend.
boyfriends, yeah.
Yeah.
So we did we had that discussion, but it is obviously,
Well, yeah, we did have it. Yeah.
even as an adult, there's not necessarily the clear black and white, you know, you are my boyfriend, you're my girlfriend. It's more just, I think now the term is almost just, are we now a thing? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, if you're not a thing, but you're sleeping together, then you are still kind of a thing, but not that kind of thing. It's, you know what I mean? It's like, it's all weird hyperbole within like reading between the lines and things of, Strangeness.
Did you hear that as well?
Hyperbole. What?
Is that the wrong word?
No.
You were like, so all that weird.
You're right there, Nick.
It sounded like you said there's all that weird stuff with the rape.
That's what it sounded like.
With
Weird
the
what?
rape.
With the rape.
what it
That's
sounds
when you said
like
reading
you
between
said.
the lines. It sounded like you said rape.
Jesus. Okay. If anyone heard that, if anyone heard me say it's about the rape, that is not. No.
What
Reading.
did you say?
Reading between the lines.
Reading between the lines sounded like
All
rape.
that
No.
stuff with the rape. You said something and then it sounded like...
So it sounded like you were going to say it, and then
Right. Okay. Well, I wasn't going to say rape.
no.
Glad we
But-
cleared that
I
up.
know that, but
Glad we
it
cleared that
sounded
up.
like...
It's good that we cleared up because I don't bat any relationships on how much raping there is. It's
See,
not really-
I kind
There's
of
any raping, it's a bad relationship.
I kind of zoned out because you said hyperbole, and I thought it was always pronounced hyperbole.
Yeah.
You thought hyperbole was pronounced hyperbole.
I never know. I never know if it's hyperbole.
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 Hyperbole. Hyperbole.
Wait, it's not hyperbole. No.
Hyperbole.
Not hyperbole.
Oh well,
That's
Okay.
incorrect.
I have been shown up today.
Wow.
Yeah, you have
I'll
been.
see myself out
Please do show yourself out.
of my house.
Of our flat.
Who's the lieutenant?
Me.
No, it's not. It's me.
On all the letters, my name is always first, and they always contact me
because
first.
they're sexist.
That
even though I
doesn't
have
be
every
that as it may, I'm the lieutenant. They are, actually. It's quite
Who
funny.
set up the joint account? I did.
Megan did most of the work, and
Yeah, I did everything.
still get contacted all the time because they think I did all the work because I'm man, because of the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I booked the tickets for tonight, so
Well,
tickets were my name.
bring
Mine,
anyone then.
bitch.
Yeah.
Are they sold out? Also, maybe
no
people.
idea.
I wonder if any of the people going there are going to be like super, super old.
Oh yeah.
yeah, almost definitely.
Yeah,
Loads of
they're going to be
oldies.
the youngest people there.
Yeah.
Seeing the
It's
overtones.
the overtones at the Concorde, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a super
Will
old
be the
band.
youngest
then.
people there.
Old
No,
person band.
well, yeah, of course it is. Listen to their music.
They're like a Frankie Valli tribute band, essentially.
yeah, I know, I'm aware of that.
It's not really like youngsters nowadays that listen to Frankie Valli.
No.
You should
Who
do,
would
because Frankie
that?
Valli's bloody cracking.
Freaks.
I
Weirdos.
downloaded Frankie Valli's like complete collection like 2 or 3 years ago, just as the whole thing, and I was like, holy shit, I didn't realise they made so many songs and been
Yeah.
covered like 100 times.
To be fair, I don't really like Frankie Valli's voice.
It's a bit weird.
He's got like they've got good songs, but I don't like the way that they sing their songs.
I'd say the greatest hits. The
Sure,
album,
is wrong.
the album that I
But-
listened to, like the greatest hits album of theirs, I only liked about half of it is good. The other half I thought was but then the stuff that was good, only about 10% of that I loved. But the songs I love, I think, are some of the best.
Yeah.
Obviously, Begging, Can't Take My Eyes Off You, The Night. You don't know the words that well, do you?
That is literally
That's
what
how I
Nick
sing.
does to every single song.
Same.
Yeah. Should have
And
as well.
he does it to the point he did it, and he did it in front of Davith. And then Davith now looks at me, and it'll be silent. He'll look at me and be like, "Returning to me, returning to me," and I'm like, "No."
Yep.
Incredible.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the influence I have.
Old people music. Yeah. So what other old music do you guys listen to?
Rick Astley.
Rick Astley.
Went to see him.
Went to
Do you
see
actually,
him.
I didn't even know he had more than one song
He's
out.
amazing.
He's
He's
got
so good.
He's really good. He's got two he's
Newer
released
whilst
two
we're-
newer
yeah.
albums in the
3,
last
technically.
well, Best of Me.
Wow.
Do you know that he didn't make any money from the whole Rick rolling thing?
I'm
No, he made
not
like
surprised.
12p, I think, or something
Yeah.
stupid because
Poor Rick.
it was
Yeah, poor
before
guy.
YouTube
Deserve
kind of
it.
sorted out the whole licensing thing,
Yeah.
and so he didn't get any money for any of the views.
Yeah.
Too, it was just
It's tragic.
yeah.
He would have made so much money if
He
that
would've.
had actually worked.
Never have to work again. Probably doesn't anyway, to be fair. But-
Well, he probably does. That's why you saw him on tour because he's run out of money.
yeah, maybe.
That's
Was it
probably.
good?
Oh, it's
He is.
definitely.
He's really
That's
good.
why he didn't make
He's so
albums
good.
in between the time period of his last album and the 2 new ones because he had money, and now he doesn't have money. So now,
No, but you
like
should.
when-
50 and Beautiful Life.
So
Uh,
good.
Beautiful Life,
And
especially.
everyone laughs at us.
yeah,
and it's like,
everyone laughs
no.
because we like Rick Astley and take that. Probably really
But mainly Rick
Mainly
Astley
Rick Astley.
is what I get abused for.
Yeah.
But
see.
it's really good.
It's good. Download The Best of Me. It's a best hits album. Best old
probably
album.
Best hits.
I'm probably not going to. I'm not gonna lie.
Fine.
I don't even like Not Gonna Give
You
You
are
Up.
so close-minded. It's unbelievable.
There's way better songs than
Yeah,
that.
he's got better songs.
He's got way better songs.
I would hope so.
Together
But-
Forever.
Yeah.
It's the same song.
Beautiful.
Just sounds the same, just different words.
Yeah, basically.
Together forever and ever.
Never gonna give you. Same song. Same song.
Touche. No, I don't think I like any old embarrassing music.
You don't like any embarrassing music.
It's
I
subjective.
don't think any
I mean,
is embarrassing.
Yeah, I wouldn't
That's
say
my
I'm
opinion.
embarrassed by the fact that I like my music.
You shouldn't be embarrassed by any music you like. It's like I say, like
I'm
guilty
not.
pleasures. Like there shouldn't really be guilty pleasures because it's just if you like whatever, you like whatever. It's also you don't choose what you like either. That's a big
No.
thing. Like
Yeah.
you guys don't actually choose to like Take That. You choose to spend time listening to Take That and choose to go to their concerts. But obviously,
Yeah.
when you just hear something and
you
your
just
brain
love it.
decides for you, do you like the way
I'll
the sound
remember
are?
that. I'll remember that next time you try and show me some music that I don't like, Mike.
Actually, here's the reason why it's slightly. It is that way, but the thing is there has to be the level of if you go into something thinking you're going to hate it, you are going to hate it unless it's
Negative mindset.
it's completely opposite to the way you think it is. It's that negative mindset. So it's why I say that Megan is mainly like metal music and heavy stuff. You know, no one likes music with shouting in from the get go. No one. What happens is you like music with a little bit of it in, and you don't like that part of the song, but you like that song enough. You basically become okay with that. And over years and years and years of that basically amount getting more and more and more, not for everyone obviously, but generally people in the alternative scene who like heavy music. I wasn't like 10 years old, picked up a fucking Cannibal Corpse album and listened to it and was like, oh, this is amazing. It took me about 6 years going from hearing Slipknot for the first time to actually saying that I like heavy metal and things.
Yeah.
It's like a 6-year period
Right.
of liking the Rasmus and Muse and Evanescence and then liking a couple of heavier songs by Slipknot. Muse are cracking.
Muse are amazing.
I had a similar experience with a song called Underground Machine by Take That.
Did you really?
Yeah, it's a really good song, but like, there's like 3 lines in the chorus, and I just hate them. But I can appreciate the rest of the song
Yeah.
for the beauty that it is.
No.
Exactly.
love it.
So is
No,
that
it's a
is that
good
sort of
song.
idea?
Oh, you
Yeah.
love it.
And so with Megan, it was more so. I've said to her, and I believe this of most people, is that most people have the capacity to like heavy music.
Yeah.
I think most people, if you even mention it to them, don't even want to try.
I mean,
It's
I
fine.
am getting better. There
Yeah, you
are
are.
some songs that I don't turn off now. So there's Bullet for my Valentine.
Yeah, Tears Don't
I
Fall.
won't turn that song off.
There's a couple of Slipknot songs. There's a couple of
Smashing it.
No, but
And I sing. Oh, I mean, like they're kind of just noise. Some of when there's the yelly bits, I don't really sing because I can't sing to it. But like, yeah, there are some songs. It's just I just don't like it.
I used to love all that shit as a teen.
a lot of people liked it when
As
they
a
were younger.
14-year-old.
and went off
But
it.
there's
Not
some
anymore.
songs.
I think everyone
there's-
went through that phase.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's some artists
it's
I
okay.
literally can't listen
Even
to.
I
Like,
do,
was
to a
it
certain
System of a
extent.
Down?
Yeah, but you don't.
I
like
can't listen to
but you-
System of a Down because I cannot stand Serge Tankian's voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as I hear it, it's like, you know,
very
when you're
grating.
like, you walk through the street and then you hear someone say your name and you're like,
Sorry.
what are you doing?
The fact that you don't know the
Singing
words
that
to that
song.
really upset me.
There aren't any words. It's just
Sorry.
who wants it?
Why'd you leave the keys upon the table? You wanted to.
What are you
I discussed the
singing?
fade away to the shake up. You
System
wanted
of a Down.
to. Chop Suey by
Chop
System.
Suey.
Yeah.
It's their
By
most
System.
famous
I mean, that's
song.
a banger.
Yeah, I just can't stand his voice. It's
Yeah.
just amazing.
That's obviously my whole thing with you. What I was saying is, if you don't like a band because of the way they sound, that is different to not liking a band because of their genre, and that's all I was trying to say. If you don't like System because you hate his voice, that's fine because he is very. And if you don't like
So
that,
annoying.
if you don't like Serge doing that, then that's fair. You know what I mean?
I cannot stand it.
Dear, oh dear.
But you know, it's one of those things with music. It's a weird one where you do have to kind of. You can also what's weird is growers. You know, when you listen to a
Yeah.
song,
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time when you've got an artist that you love, yeah, okay. Ignoring the obvious funny thing here about things growing.
I'll have an intelligent conversation.
I
Yeah,
made the
right.
face to say I didn't like it, and then I saw
She did.
Kira look at me, and we were both like, "Nah, didn't like it."
Whatever. But those sort of songs where it's like, you know, normally when there's a band that you already like, they release an album after not releasing anything for ages, and then you listen and go, this isn't what I like. And then you listen to it a few more times because you kind of want to, and then eventually one or two songs kind of get through, and once you like 2 or 3 songs from that album, the rest of the album normally follows suit,
Yeah.
generally.
Yeah.
We had that experience with Wonderland
We did.
by Take That.
Well, I didn't. You did. I didn't.
Take that!
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus Christ!
I had that experience with Wonderland.
Yeah,
I didn't like it when it came
I
out,
loved it.
and then I listened to
So
it
I'm a real
more,
fan.
and then I liked it.
You're fake.
There's a thing, yeah, I've had that before. I've had it with artists before where I like something comes out and I hate it, and then I go back to it like a couple of years later and I absolutely
Yeah.
end up loving
That's
it.
how I feel about the new Taylor Swift album. But like, her album, the 2 songs that she released as singles are the shittest ones that I've
Was
heard.
it Lover and Me or whatever? Was it Me, the one with Brendan Urie?
Yes.
Where spelling is fun!
Yeah, where she randomly just goes, "Spelling is fun." I'm like, why is that a necessary lyric? Like, why? Yeah.
Do you know, if anyone knows the song, they'll know what you're talking about. If anyone doesn't know the
Spelling is
song,
fun.
yeah. It's one of those things though with me in music though, is like, I want to clarify to listeners and to you guys, getting Megan into metal music, I like relatively every genre, and it's very few songs I really hate.
Yeah. Same.
So a lot of the time, like our playlist there's loads of Ed Sheeran in there now. There's loads of
Only because you put it in there recently.
Taylor Swift in there. Yeah, but I don't.
Before Nick says that all I listen to is Ed Sheeran.
No.
One year Nick bought me an Ed Sheeran calendar for Christmas.
Amazing.
That's what she listened to. What else was I meant to get?
Like, but it was every single time Nick came in my car, Ed Sheeran just happened to be playing.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. Okay.
And then even when I would put the radio on, Ed Sheeran would somehow come onto the radio when Nick was in my
would it
car. So it
somehow?
made it seem like all I
somehow.
listened to was Ed Sheeran.
Right.
There's that one time Love My Life by Rob Williams came on, and that was the best day of my life.
Was it? It was the best day of your life.
Best day of my life so far.
We have,
my life so far.
we have karaoke sessions in the car.
Well, what we were saying is we actually
Love
we
karaoke.
were talking about it earlier, weren't we? We could play lips.
We could play lips.
We
We
have
could play lips.
we have the karaoke game basically, and it's got loads of cheesy songs that I probably only like about 5 songs per game,
cheese.
but we got them for like £1 each.
Amazing.
Both the food
I love it. Cheese
and
is
the music.
cheese is a versatile word, and I love all its meanings.
What about when it describes
cheesy
genitals?
Oh no.
You lowered the tone way too far. I went for feet.
Feet are still pretty gross though.
Yeah, it's not as bad as testicles.
I just said genitals. So any genitalia that's cheesy is probably not great. Women to be more cream
I didn't
cheese.
think
men
about
is
it
more
before I said
sort
it.
of-
Oh,
Michael.
no.
I didn't hear what you just said. But I don't think I want to.
Yeah, don't repeat it. That was rancid.
I won't repeat. In fact,
Disgust
I won't
me.
repeat. Creamy cheese vagina. So
Michael.
I won't say that again. That's just not appropriate. Nice bit of filling your Delphi.
Right, as co-manager.
Co-manager. Assistant to the regional
Co-host.
manager.
Co-host, thank you.
Wow.
Assistant to the regional manager. As assistant to the regional manager, I would just like to apologise on Michael's behalf, and I will let you all know that he is fired from this job, and it is just going to be me as a host.
You're going to do all the podcast work stuff, still under the same banner,
No,
even though
'cause
I have
I'm
the
not.
intellectual property to it. So you're going to do all the work.
Oh, hello.
sick.
Universal music.
That's
calm
awesome.
down.
You can do all that.
I'm just going to hire someone to do it for me.
You're going to hire someone
Yeah.
with what money? Do you think this show makes money?
Niche reference.
I'm going to hire it
What
with
are
my
you
own
on?
money. I actually care about this project, and I'm going to put money into it.
How dare you? I put money into it. What do you guys say the reference I missed?
She.
I said, all right, Universal music, calm down. You said I own the intellectual property.
Oh,
That was it.
Because we were talking earlier about.
Yeah.
I see. I get that. I didn't hear you say it because Megan had been very loud.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I know. It's not a great co-host sort of attitude.
Bloody one to talk, aren't you, Michael?
I do talk quite a lot. That's why I have a podcast. All right, we're getting to the bedrock here now, so I'm going to stop this before we take that
I'm
anymore.
going to make your bed rock. What's that song? What is that song?
I can make your bed rock.
Yeah. Call me Mr. Flintstone.
Lil
I can make
There
your
you
bed
go.
rock.
Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
That was a banger of a song.
That's a Bluetooth song.
That.
With the Bluetooth phones.
Yeah.
Yeah. That or infrared.
Oh yeah, I'll send it to you on infrared.
God, kids will never know that. You just send something to someone on Facebook Messenger.
Oh my
and
god,
they've
do you
got
have Bedrock on your phone? Because you sent it to me at Bluetooth at break time. Yeah, sure thing.
it. Yeah. Oh, man.
What's your Bluetooth?
Super times.
They were the good times. But yeah, we'll wrap up. So repeat what the name of your shows are. I'll include in the show notes when it's because they'll be released like next week, which will be already out by the time this episode airs.
Okay, so one of my shows is an identity crisis podcast called Who Do I Think I Am?
And it's got one episode. It's
One episode, that's all it is at the moment.
Yep.
And then the other one is called This Is the Best Thing, where I have an argument with Ciara.
Yeah.
Tell her why she's wrong about everything.
Interesting.
obviously, as we've already
But
established.
women are always right, so...
Wow.
Exactly.
We've also already established that you don't like Love Actually. So how?
Well,
Exactly.
So
You're already
your
cancelled.
your opinions are invalid now.
Cancelled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully, released every Friday, and then the other one will be released next Thursday,
I
in
see.
theory.
I see. Cool. And then in the new year, you'll be able to have more on. Have us as co-hosts. And
Exactly.
Share. You can create a promo.
Co-hosts.
Guests.
You can,
Love you as
Co-hosts.
guests.
You want to go on to Nick's
Three
show and
I
become a
don't.
co-host?
No, I just don't want to do that.
Co-host.
Sorry, it's because you've been saying co-host so many times,
That's
Megan.
because I am the co-host.
No, you're not.
I'm the real host.
You're the real host. I'm the co-host now.
I'm the
I'm
brain.
the host.
Hey. I'm captain now.
I didn't get that reference.
I've not
I
seen
get
the
that
film.
reference.
I've not seen the film.
What is it?
Captain Phillips.
Yeah.
I get
It's
that
Tom Hanks
reference.
movie.
That itself is a reference to Captain America or the Avengers or something.
What reference?
Saying I get that reference.
I think saying I get the reference is so ambiguous it can kind of...
I intended it as a reference to the
You should
Avengers.
have said I remember, and then that would have been a reference to South Park.
I haven't seen South Park.
We have.
I've started watching it, but I'm on like the first season.
You'd start on the first season. Are you making him start on the first season?
I didn't, mate. He just was like,
No, it's just,
I wouldn't
it's just
do
what you
that,
do.
Yeah, but not on South Park, mate.
I've seen random episodes of South
First
Park.
four-
I've gone left,
the first
right,
four-
I've just gone everywhere.
The first four seasons of South Park, I say about half of them are just complete write-offs. because half of them
funny.
is awful.
Funny.
I know I love South. I've got every single season
You
of South
sounded
Park.
so upset.
Where is it?
Funny.
Yeah, you went- I've got every single season of South Park on DVD. So I absolutely adore South Park.
Oh, not every single series because the
new series is out. So apart from that, I've got all that you can get of South Park out on home release. So I absolutely adore South Park. I watch it all the time. It's just the early seasons are nowhere near as good, in my opinion.
Sounds like I'm a bigger fan then, because I like the early seasons. So
I don't think that's how it works, mate.
I'm going to tell Trey Park.
Trey Parker
Yeah.
and Matt Stone.
There you go.
Mate, oh my god, yes.
You're pretty close.
I got it right.
You said Trey Park.
Yeah, Trey Parker, Matt Stone.
Oh,
And Matt, so you have to seem
Don't worry, it's close enough. If it were my show, I would let you have it.
thank you.
And that's when your show's feeble and weak and mine's a proper established.
But actually, it
professional
doesn't really
show.
matter what Mike thinks because I'm the host, so
Yeah.
we're all good.
It's going nowhere fast, so I'm going to end it. So, it's a pleasure to have you guys on, having
Thank
a
you very
nice
much.
casual chat and a laugh, and I'll be sure to include links to your show and all that sort of
Tip-top.
usual tomfoolery, and I'll be sure to bleep out or edit out all the children's names that you said for safeguarding issues.
And GDPR.
Appreciated.
Yeah, so that's all good. But yeah, anyway, guys, thanks for coming on.
Thank you very much
Thank
for having us.
you.
Thank you.
Arrest him.
And that's the end of the podcast. Thanks as always for tuning in, guys. As I record this, it is 1 a.m. On the Sunday that this episode will be coming out. It's only a few days away from Christmas, and I will not be releasing another episode until January. It will be the first Sunday of January. I was going to release part 1 of my chat with Janine Mercer, but I'm actually going to put that the week after. I had my mate Alex round, who's been on a few podcasts, mainly the ones where I talk about movies, and we are doing a movie roundup thing. We recorded it earlier today, so that'll be out the first weekend. That's going to be a special. It's basically just it's me, Megan, and Alex talking about movies and stuff. We talk about like movies of the year, kind of that's the starting point. We talk about Disney movies, childhood movies, and lots of other things. So it's a very movie-centric podcast to sort of kickstart January. And because of the drought, I thought, well, it's nice to release the whole episode in one go. I think it's like an hour and 50 minutes or something, so quite a long one. But yeah, that's really it, I think, for the time being. If you guys haven't seen, there's the Star Wars collaboration for the sort of Journey to the Rise of Skywalker that I did with the guys in Comics in Motion, VHS Strikes Back, and 20th Century Geek. Obviously, I did the Star Wars episode 2 releases ago, but it was the episode before this actual episode because it's number 76 part 2, and it was 75 part 1 and 2. It was the Star Wars collaboration with those guys, and I was on their shows as well. We did a prequel trilogy review, a original trilogy review, and obviously the sequel trilogy review is here, and we did an in-depth look at just A New Hope on the VHS and Comics in Motion podcast. The prequel and original trilogy looks are from the 20th Century Geek podcast. So we're planning on doing a Rise of Skywalker review as well earlier in the year. I could talk about that because the guys are all up for it and things, and I've done it with them before, so that's not a problem. And yeah, I saw Rise of Skywalker the other day. I won't spoil it at all, I promise. I won't spoil it in any social media or anything like that. If you check of mine, I even put a little review up of what I thought of it. I didn't spoil it at all, but I feel like it wasn't as good as the other two in my opinion, but I really like Last Jedi and Force Awakens, so I don't know, I'm seeing it again on Friday with a couple of other friends, because sort of Megan on Thursday, so I'm gonna give it another watch because it's better to watch it a bit more, because I've seen all the other films so many times that it's kind of, for me personally, to get like a good view of it, I need to watch it at least sort of 2-3 times to get like a proper sort of stance on it compared to the other films at least. But anyway, enough of me talking about Star Wars and rambling on. I hope all you guys have a great Christmas. I'll probably be posting a little bit on social media, and I will be posting this for a little while, like this part 2 thing, the standard snippets and things. But obviously, if you're listening to this, and it won't really matter in that regard. I normally post things on my Instagram of my tortoise. I do it as my story. It's genuine_Chit-Chat. Do it as my story. We've got a tortoise called Etiquette, and she's only 6 months old, so she's like the size of like a baby's fist. So I don't know. It's not very large at all. So she's cute. I have videos of her occasionally, and also I do movie reviews, always spoiler free, and I do snippets of new episodes, and I do random photos of myself, sometimes things I'm eating, general Instagram-y stuff. But if you're interested, follow me there. Twitter, I do snippets of new episodes coming out, and also generally retweeting of other people's stuff, and the occasional mini movie review and things. And then there's also Facebook, which has movie reviews and the snippets, but not as much as Instagram. Instagram's the main one that I use. If you feel like it deserves it, do the reviews and whatnot. That's really, I think, all I'm going to say for now, because it's very late in the morning. I want to get this done because tomorrow me and Megan are having our own little Christmas together. We did it last year, because obviously on Christmas Day you see a lot of family, things like that. So we're just having a Christmas, just eating loads of food, having some drinks, and just watching a couple of Christmas movies, I think. So it's going to be lush. So I'm trying to get all my podcasting done now before I go to sleep. I mean, Megan's asleep right now. It's part of the reason we're talking in a little bit more of a hushed tone, and also the croaky voice doesn't really help that. So yeah, I'm going to try and get this done and edited and then scheduled so it can come out quick. It can come out at the right time on Sunday. And then, yeah, I imagine I won't be on social media quite as much, but there'll probably be a couple of posts maybe. We shall see. I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas anyway, and I'll be back in the new year with that movie roundup thing I spoke about. Go check out the guys in Comics in Motion, VHS Strikes Back, and 20th Century Geek, and have a Merry Christmas and a great New Year, guys. We'll speak to you in 2020.